Another look now at the damage in Mattapoisett today. The town rocked by those strong winds and heavy rains. Power lines were knocked down, and you can see the trees scattered like matchsticks. Tonight, residents, they're just hard at work trying to clean up. WBZ's Ken MacLeod is live in Mattapoisett, where all that labor endures. Ken, what's it like?
Well, Chris, we are on El Dorado Drive, which is just off North Street, and behind me you can see neighbors right there commiserating about what they've been through today, and believe me, it has been crazy. This is part of the mile-long, 300-yard swath cut by the tornado this morning, a twister packing 95-mile-per-hour winds, as Sarah mentioned. But incredibly, there seems to be very little damage to actual homes. You could hear the chainsaw going, but could hardly see the D'Souza house tonight as the family plugged away at several dozen trees the twister dumped on their property.
It happened so fast that we couldn't even think about that.
We were in the cellar.
We just heard bang, 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 and that was done that quick.
He's talking about the storm that tore through just after 11:30 this morning, only 90 seconds after their phones delivered a tornado warning, just time enough to get to the basement.
Well, we lived here during Hurricane Bob, and that was nothing compared to what happened.
Incredibly, none of the trees felled by today's storm hit their house, but so many came down on their street that Granada Court disappeared underneath them as DCR firefighters were summoned to clear it. Not far away, the twister parked a tree in this swimming pool, and another smashed this chicken coop, sparing the chickens.
It was not that loud train noise, but to me, there was a different noise out there, and I'm like, oh, this is not good.
It knocked down a tree on Dan Rolke's property that he'd always wanted to get rid of, laying it perfectly between his house and garage.
It's like about 2.5 feet in diameter. It's a giant tree, and we've been wanting to take it down, but you get quotes and everything because we'd get another like 4 hours of sunlight on the pool. That's how big this tree is. And then of course, Mother Nature took care of it for me. This is WBZ drone footage of the neighborhood impacted, where the National Weather Service now confirms it was an EF1 tornado that hit here. And while the neighborhood is a mess, there is a pretty nice silver lining.
I have like 11 perennial gardens, and they're destroyed, but we're not hurt.
In fact, we have not heard of any injuries from this storm. Now, tonight, the buzz of generators fills this Mattapoisett neighborhood. Back live now, you are looking at power crews that are just now showing up here on El Dorado. And the major project ahead of them is they have to replace several snapped power poles now that the trees are out of the way. And then they'll be able to restring those lines and get power back on. You can clearly see out here it's going to be an all-night affair. Live in Mattapoisett, Ken MacLeod, WBZ News.